Tony nominee, Walter Willison.
My first time back on this stage since in 2x2, I played a young man who believed that God should not destroy the world. In real life, I was a young man who believed that Danny Kaye should not destroy the show. Now, I'm not going to say anything more about that, but if you want to hear the whole gory story, I highly recommend that you listen to Rob Schneider and Kevin David Thomas's brilliant podcast, Behind the Curtain, Broadway's Living Legends, episodes 168 and 169. It's a great show, honestly. A couple things I wanted to say. People write on Facebook a lot of things, and they often write about your shows that you're in, and they know everything that happened, except sometimes they really don't, and sometimes you write and you say, that didn't happen that way, this happened, you got it all mixed up. And most of the time they're very kind, and they say, oh, thank you for setting the record straight. Occasionally you'll find somebody who says, no, you're absolutely wrong, didn't happen that way, this is what happened. You say, no, I was there, trust me, it didn't happen that way. And the one thing that really bothers me, I think of all of that, is constantly I see 2x2 referred to as a flop. Now, I would just like to set the record straight. A flop, according to Variety, is a show that does not make money, does not pay off its investment, and does not make a profit. Well, there were only 2 shows in the 1970-71 season that Variety deemed hits because they paid off their investment and they made a profit. And those 2 shows were 2x2 and No No Nanette, which was playing right next door. So, that said, the other thing I'd like to say is, for these young people out here tonight, I don't think maybe you realize that in 1970, our show was created by a dream team. We had Richard Rodgers, who wrote Oklahoma, Carousel, South Pacific, The King and I, The Sound of Music, writing incredible music. We had Martin Charnin, who was just on the verge of writing a little show called Annie, and had won an Emmy Award for directing an Anne Bancroft television special. We had Peter Stone, fresh off of 1776, his great success, writing the book. And it was all directed by Joe Layton, who had directed Richard Rodgers' most recent musical, No Strings. And Joe had won 3 Emmy Awards for those 3 first iconic Barbra Streisand television specials. So it was pretty great to work with these amazing people and to have them writing songs for you. And my first song in the show was actually written for Danny Kaye's character of Noah to sing. But after I was cast, they decided that my character needed an establishing song, so they took the song away from Danny, no small task, and they gave it to me, for which I am forever grateful. Now, the thing about this song is it was originally written as a lilting waltz with very witty, clever, funny lyrics by Martin Charnin. But they completely revamped it. Marty wrote an entirely new lyric, and Dick took the song and reset the melody completely to a driving, exciting rhythm, unlike anything he ever wrote before 2x2 or after. Now, I want to sing it for you tonight because all these years later, I think that maybe Marty's lyrics are as relevant now as they were in 1970, maybe even more so. When I sang this song, when I introduced it, I was an optimistic young kid, and the song expressed everything that I felt about what was happening in the world. And not only just my character, but me in real life. Now I am an optimistic older man. And it still expresses how I feel. Like Japheth, as another iconic youth once wrote, in spite of everything, I still believe that people are really good at heart. This world you've made is not a prize, but does it so offend your eyes? Take one more look before you strike. There has to be something, somewhere, something that you like. Not all are cruel, not all is soiled, not all have sinned, not all is spoiled. I beg you, Lord, with all my might, there has to be something, somewhere, something that's all right. Gentle Lord, who made the trees and grass for me, contemplate this angry move you'd make. Lord, I run the risk of blasphemy, but this thing you do is a mistake. A second chance, a reprimand, I beg you, Lord, to stay your hand. A final look before you strike, there has to be something, somewhere. That you love. Last time I sang that song on this stage was about 5 years ago. Sitting right over there in that corner booth was Martin Charnin. And sitting next to him was Joe Clifford. And for those of you younger people who may not know this, Joan was an accomplished actress and singer, and she appeared in films, on Broadway, on television. She starred in a revival of Pal Joey as Vera Simpson to great acclaim, and she's also probably best known for creating the role of her own mother in Arthur Miller's play, The American Clock, which, even though Joan was very humble and wouldn't actually say this when she was alive, it was actually written for her by Arthur. She played my mother in 2 by 2, and she was very much the mother of all of us in the cast, and she was my mother in the show, but then she became my surrogate mother for the rest of her life. She was a wonderful woman. She passed away on January 4th of this year, just 6 months shy of her 100th birthday. You know, I was thinking about this, and I was thinking, I don't think I've ever sung this next song without Joni being there. You know, she was either standing in the wings, watching, waiting to come on, or she would be out there amidst y'all in the audience. And she would always, when I would finish singing, she would applaud, you know, and then she'd turn to whoever would listen and say, "That's my baby boy!" No matter how old I got, I was her baby boy. I miss her terribly. And I started to feel sad, you know. I started to think, gee, she's not going to be here. And then I realized, you know what? Joan knew almost everybody in both of these shows. And nothing would have ever stopped her from being here. So I'm sure that she is probably sitting out there with you somewhere, maybe right over there in the corner next to Marty Charnin. You know, Tony Bennett once told me that this song was his favorite of all of the love songs that he's ever recorded. So tonight, for all of you, and for Joni, here is Tony Bennett's favorite love song, and it's mine too. And if we ever were to have tomorrow, one fact alone is full and filled with song. You will not know a day I do not love you. The way that I have loved you all along. And as we face the promise of tomorrow, one fact alone is full and filled with song. You will not know a day I do not